Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Jack of All Trades. I'm your host, Jack Allen, and today we have kind of a special episode for you to see. Bethel Park, we really have our municipal side and we also have our police side, and those are the two main entities in Bethel. So today we're going to be speaking to our new municipal manager, Kristen Denny, and our brand new police chief, Dave Arnold, who's only been the police chief for 2 weeks. So they're going to give you the insights of their positions and their departments. So hope you enjoy the show. All right, my first guest today is our municipal manager, Kristen Denny. Kristen's been with us about 7 months, and just want to make sure everybody gets to know her. She's always around, so welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mayor. It's definitely it's been an interesting 7 months. You know, we are working really hard here at Bethel. We have a lot going on, as you know, and we're going to continue to have a lot going on. But it's you know, I'm happy to be here. I officially am an official resident. I bought a house this December over in the Oakhurst neighborhood. So, glad to be here and glad to be a part of the community.
So now you can't change your mind. You're here.
Yeah, no, it's too late. Now I've put blood on the ground, so to speak, and put the investment in. So,
Yeah.
And I really like the house, so it'd be hard for me to leave at this point.
Okay. Well, before we talk about what's going on in Bethel, just tell us a little bit about your background, where you started. I think you grew up in West Mifflin.
I did. So I'm originally a Pittsburgh girl. I became a municipal manager at the age of 24, which is really, really unusual. And I was actually the municipal manager. My first job was in Dormont. I grew up in West Mifflin, but I'm very familiar with the South Hills. Due to a whole different, how careers go and how people move, I was pulled out east. My family's still out here. My mom's still in West Mifflin. My dad's in Elizabeth. I have cousins and aunts here in Bethel and also in South Park. So I always said if I was coming back to Pittsburgh, it had to be for the right community.
Right.
Wasn't looking for a job. Saw that Bethel was hiring, and I said, "Yeah, that's the community."
Time to go home.
And I said, "That's the community I would consider coming back to Pittsburgh for." It was just kind of one of those situations that it happened to work out. My parents are getting older. Glad they're both here and getting to spend time with my family again. My mom has a very close-knit family. She has 2 sisters, and the 3 of them do everything together.
Yeah.
You'll often see at events here that I'll have a crew of probably 10 people with me,
Yep.
and it's
We're all
because
relatives.
that's exactly it. They, they come in and people laugh because when we had the wine event this fall, I had a whole table filled up with people, and it's my whole family coming in. So it's nice. It's nice to be close again and have those family connections.
So
Yes.
7 months you've been working tirelessly, beginning of the day to the end of the day. How do you wind down? What do you do for fun?
So for fun, one, I love I love anything in water. I love aqua aerobics. So I can be found down at High Point a couple days a week on aqua aerobics. But my absolute sport of choice is scuba diving. And any time that I can get even a little bit of break, I'm a scuba diver and a spearfisher. So this past weekend, actually, I flew down to Pompano Beach for the weekend and got some lobstering in, where, went out with a crew of people and get your lobster tags, and you could get 6 lobsters a day, and went out and, my friends in Florida are very gracious with me. I'm allowed to stay at their house, but they get my extra lobsters.
So how do you catch a lobster?
Well, some people use snares, and they will go under the ledges and try to catch the lobsters with kind of these metal poles with a little wire frame on the end and catch them. I'm a little more hands-on, as I am with everything in my life. As you know, Mayor, I'm like to be hands-on. I tend to wear Kevlar gloves and just reach under the ledge and grab them.
I'll tell you what, I look at those claws and it's like, I'm not getting anywhere near those.
Well, the Kevlar gloves definitely help.
Yeah.
But they're, I get pretty spoiled with that, and you can get up to six a day is what you're allowed to take in Florida
Did you
during
hit
the
the
season.
max?
Yes.
Did you?
Oh,
Okay.
yes. So, we luckily have a group of friends. As soon as we get back to the dock, we throw them on a grill, and that's dinner for the night.
Yep, sounds like fun.
Yeah.
But
So when I am not here, I'm trying to find some scuba vacation. I will travel to just about any very remote location. I do a lot with conservation and coral reef restoration, and also I have my license to lionfish hunt in several countries. So lionfish are actually an invasive species that are ruining the reefs throughout the Caribbean. So I will work with different agencies and work to capture and kill lionfish, and then we take the fish and donate it to food pantries and restaurants in the area. So. So a lot of that is how I decompress.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, if you can go 60 to 100 feet underwater and no phones can get to you.
Yeah.
It definitely
You mean
works.
they don't have cell phones that you can answer under there?
No,
Well,
no.
they'll come up with
No,
that.
well, when they do, I'll be done scuba diving.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking when you were talking about your career here, so you're fairly new, and I'm excited because for the most part, it's a whole new council. And I was kidding them one time that the 9 of them together doesn't have as much experience as I do myself. Or not experience,
right.
but time.
Exactly.
Time in the job.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
It is a very interesting time to be in Bethel. We have a new manager. We now have a new police chief. We have a new command staff in the police department, which I am very excited and very proud of. I'm very proud of the fact that everyone in the command staff in the police department are all Bethel residents. It warms my heart as a manager to hear them say, well, we need to do this the Bethel way. We need to do this, for our residents. For a manager, that is such a good ethic to see your employees talk about. And we have a lot of employees here on the ground that have that attitude.
Yeah.
So, it is good to have employees that live here, they work here, they shop here, they're raising their kids here, they're involved with the school district, they're involved with our recreation and sports. We are very fortunate to have a mix of good employees here that really are very invested in the community.
Well, I mean, what's nice is, like I mentioned, that, yourself being fairly new and the council being new, we look at it as we have the municipal side and we also have the police side.
Yes. You were talking about, years of service. Though Dave Arnold is our new police chief, he's been here, I believe, 23 years. So
Right.
he probably can match you in years of service, but
I was here when we hired him. So, yeah.
exactly. So, and Sean probably is around. Sean and Joel are 15 plus years.
Yeah.
So again, it is such a good mix of people that are really putting a lot into the community, and it's a time of transition. It's a time of change. New council people, new department heads, but I think these are all good things.
Okay. What would be your short-term goals?
Right now, we are preparing for all of our summer contracts with construction. That season comes very fast, and anybody that watches our agendas or watches our meetings sees that we are awarding a lot of contracts, buying a lot of capital. That's all in preparation for the summer. We have a lot of new initiatives coming, this summer in recreation. We have the new splash park is going to be opening on Memorial Day. Yes.
That was my question.
Yes, we are going to have that opening Memorial Day. We are going to have new pickleball courts. Millennium Park is going to be on fully open and operational.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot of exciting things going on here. And it is amazing. I inherited an amazing community. I can't take credit for anything that's happened here. There was a lot of good planning by the elected officials and former administrations to get Bethel to where it is. I've got to keep it there, and I've got to keep it moving. Bethel is pretty much built out. We have a couple little pockets here and there that you can get new development. So we have to work on redevelopment.
Okay.
And that's harder. It's much harder. It's easy to come in with, it's just like when you buy a house. If you buy a fixer-upper, it's going to take you a while. If you buy a brand new house, everything's done. So we're essentially, we have some areas that we have to do some fixer-upper work on. And we've got to start looking at what the needs of the community is going to be in 5, 10, and 15 years. People now, when they're looking to locate in a community, you know, when my parents bought a house back in the 70s, it was, we can afford this house and we can live in the street.
Yeah.
It was how people thought. This is our house, this is what we can afford. People now are looking for walkability. They're looking for initiatives. They're looking for recreation. They're
Right.
looking for how close they are to amenities. So we've got to stay ahead of that. And we've got to look, you know, a lot at our transportation systems and how easy it is for people to get around in Bethel Park.
Yeah.
We really are, and I always laugh because my mom jokes about that I moved back here and she sees me less now because I get stuck in the Bethel Park bubble that everything I need is right here.
Yeah.
You know, between doctors, shopping, restaurants, gym, everything's here. So
And that's the nice part about Bethel because it is here.
we're able to keep our money and our investment here. We have a lot of good corporate citizens that are very involved in our community. One thing that I'm always shocked with Bethel is a large municipality. I mean, we have over 33,000 people. There's still such a good sense of community here. There are still active community groups that volunteer their time, give donations, you know, have scholarship funds. That is really hard to keep in a community this size.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it really is a big, small town. And there's a lot of people that are very active and work very hard to make this place special.
Well, all the boards and the commissions that we have, you know, people wait to apply for them because they do want to be involved. And we appreciate them because without the volunteers, we couldn't do half of what we
Absolutely.
do now.
Yeah.
I mean, recreation over the last 2-3 years has just been booming here. But you're right about when people come to the South Hills, if they're looking, it's like they can come here, they can go to Upper St. Clair, they can go to Mount Lebanon. But when they see our tax base, that kind of leans them our way.
It agreed. And when I was buying my house, my realtor said the 3 communities she gets the most requests for are Mount Lebanon, Bethel, and Fox Chapel.
Oh, okay.
Those were the 3 that she's getting trending the most. Bethel, you know, we have great schools. We have really great schools. We have a lot of recreation, and it does, you know, we have a community center. There's something constantly going on over at the schoolhouse. I mean, if you are looking for a place to be involved, Bethel has somewhere to put you. We are so lucky where other communities are struggling to get volunteers in their fire departments. Our fire department is flush with volunteers, and they have, you know, great response time and great training. I mean, we have something really special here, you know, and then you get, you know, past that, and, you know, our churches are very active. There's, you know, lots of people that are doing a lot of good things here.
And you're right when you talk about not just the people that are volunteering for our boards and commissions, but you're involved with the fish fry. My daughter's involved with the fish fry at the Legion. There's more than enough fish fries.
Yeah.
But the people, they just step up and do it.
Yeah,
And without that, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned, you know, the Legion. You know, it's hard to keep legions and places like this open, and you've got the people to do it. You have an organization like SHIM that is helping to do outreach and you know, connect people with jobs and social services.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just a lot of good things going on here.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate.
What do you think, you know, in the near future or down the road a little bit, what's the biggest hurdles that Bethel Park's facing?
Is keeping up with the infrastructure. There's a ton of infrastructure here. Keeping good capital planning so that we remain a competitive community, that when people are coming in the South Hills and they're trying to make a decision of where they want to purchase a house, that Bethel Park remains that community people want to invest in. So, you know, trends are one thing. Everybody, you know, goes back and forth, but keeping us affordable so that people can move here. You know, that it is not that people are going to break their bank and be mortgage poor essentially to live here.
Right.
So keeping up with our infrastructure, doing capital planning, looking forward to our transportation, those are the things we really got to pay attention to. Capital planning is just so important for every community. And people only often look at, I got my road paved, because they can see that.
Yeah.
But it's more than that. It's having smart equipment that helps us to have our employees work smarter, not harder, and to be able to service more people. It's making sure that what we have underneath the ground is just as good as what we have above the
Right.
ground.
And one thing about Bethel, being in local government for so long, we're really proactive. I mean, we don't wait for someone to come and say, you need to do this, you need, well, we've already started.
Yes.
So that's the good thing.
Yes,
So-
it really is. And that's, I give it to the staff and department heads here and also to the elected officials that you're sitting down every year talking about capital planning for the next 5 years and looking at really big projects. That it's beyond just buying, replacement for police cars or, another
Right.
salt truck. It's looking at what the transportation systems are, what intersections need upgraded, where we're having traffic issues. It's much bigger than the norm. Our partnership with the school district is wonderful. That working with
It is.
them and talking with them about increases in population and planning for the future. It really it is a great partnership, and again it shows because you end up with great schools, and it's going to be very exciting to see this new K-5 center.
That's
And
which is right in my backyard.
it is. It's exciting, and what plans will come for the existing facilities and how
Sure.
we can reutilize those to
Sure.
be benefits for the community.
Sure. So, well, Kristen, I know you have Bethel Park to run. So I certainly appreciate you being here today, letting the people that tune into our show know a little bit about who you are, and we certainly wish you the best. You're
Thank
doing
you.
a great job so far.
Oh, I
So
appreciate it, Mayor. I
we'll
appreciate
sit here in
it.
another year and say, see, I told you we'd do this and we'd do that.
I hope so. I hope, but I'm very fortunate that I have good people around me and elected officials that really care about this community. So, for the hard days, that's what makes the job easy.
Nicely said. All right,
Thanks,
thank
Mayor.
you very much.
Thank you.
All right, my next guest today is Chief Dave Arnold. Dave's been our police chief for just a little bit over 2 weeks, I think,
Yep.
or about 2 weeks.
February 12th.
So, well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
And this will probably be the first time that a lot of people get to actually see you or meet you. So do a good job, Dave.
I'm going to try.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself, your family.
Sure. I'm a 23-year veteran here at the police department. I started in August of '01. I've rose through the ranks through the patrol division. I was promoted to sergeant in 2016 and then promoted to the administrative lieutenant position in 2021 and then promoted to chief in 2024.
Okay.
I have a wife and 3 kids. We live here in Bethel, and it's been a rewarding experience getting to work and raise your kids in a community like Bethel, the school district, the ties that you make with the community, whether it's through my work or through my personal life. It's been quite rewarding.
Mm-hmm. How many of the officers actually live in Bethel, or?
The exact numbers I don't have offhand, but
Yeah.
large majority of them do.
Okay.
Over the last couple years, though, you've seen with the housing market recently, the supply and demand hasn't always been
Yeah.
good. It's been tough with the housing market. So, that's kind of created some of the officers, finding houses outside of
Yeah.
Bethel just because it's where they could find a house. But the majority of our officers, they do live here in Bethel.
Okay.
They enjoy it. I found it quite rewarding to live in the town that
Yeah.
I work in.
Well, I know from the administrative side, we're trying to make Bethel Park more attractive, and obviously, one of the main things people move here is their safety.
Yeah.
And you guys do a great job. So what is actually the breakdown? Because I get a question all the time: how many officers? How do you do traffic? How do you do this? You could just give us a brief
Sure.
overview.
Sure. Right now, we currently have 3 traffic officers that are assigned to that unit. That their primary responsibilities are anything traffic related, whether it's enforcement. We have 2 officers in that division that are motor carrier enforcement officers. So when you see tractor trailers coming through town, they'll do inspections on those trucks and look for any violations to make sure that these tractor trailers are safe to be on our roads. They take a lot of pride in that. They go through a lot of training with it, and they perform a variety of other traffic-related things. They do traffic studies. So, for instance, if we get a lot of complaints about speeding in a particular area, there's things that we have to do as far as traffic studies that we can look at. Can we do enforcement there? We have to paint lines to do the traffic enforcement. Is there enough space? How many cars are going through particular roads? So, if people ask, can we just put a stop sign up? It's just not that easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish it was, but
Now, when you said you have, 3 traffic officers, that doesn't mean that the rest of them can't pull you over for doing it.
correct.
I just want to let the people know that
Correct.
there's more than 3 that could keep their eye on
Correct.
you.
That's right. That's right. We do. We have a large portion of our patrol division out there conducting traffic enforcement as well.
So the traffic officers, what's some other positions that you have in the department?
Sure. We have an investigations division. Currently, we have 5 detectives that are
Okay.
assigned to that division, and they do a variety of investigations. They will do everything up to homicides. Other than that, our detectives are trained and experienced to handle any type of other investigations, which we take a lot of pride in.
Mm-hmm.
There's not too many agencies in Pennsylvania that can handle their own investigations like we can, and our officers are well trained. They go through a lot of training to be able to handle those
Sure.
investigations, and they're veteran officers that have been in the investigations division for a while, so they're well experienced there, and they do a great job. We're very proud of
Yeah.
them.
And I think that, people don't realize that your officers are in training all the time.
It's one of the difficulties of running the police department is having the manpower out on the street, but still sending officers to training.
Right.
So, it's a give and take that we have to weigh, and but we put a lot of value in the training that we can give our officers, and there's a lot of good training here in Western Pennsylvania. So
Yeah.
we take full advantage of the opportunities that are presented to us there.
Yeah. I was telling, mentioning to Kristen that, on the administrative side, we have a new manager and pretty much a whole new council over the last couple of years.
Mhm.
And on the police side, we've got a brand new chief and 2 lieutenants that, we're just excited about the
Yeah.
leadership in your department now, and to come together for the perfect storm. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, we're very excited about it as well. To promote the chief position from within, I think was really an asset to the department and to the municipality. With my experience being here, I know what where the trouble spots are and issues that we've had, and how to best go about
Mhm.
correcting them. And the 2 lieutenants that we've promoted, they're top notch. They're experienced officers, and them and me, we're eager to get to work, and we're excited about this opportunity.
Yeah, we've got a good group there now, I think.
Yeah, it's been it's been fun the
Yeah.
last couple of weeks to get all the pieces in place, and start to really get the
Yeah.
department heading in the direction that we want it to be.
Now, except for the officers working in Bethel and regular patrol or whatever, do you do anything? Are there any groups that do things outside of Bethel Park that our department represents?
Sure. We participate in SHACOG, which is the South Hills Area Council
Mhm.
of Governments, and they have different police-related divisions within there. They have a CERT team, which is a critical incident response team, that will respond to any specialized situations that require.
Like there was a Tree of
advanced-
Life down there.
Yeah, the Tree of Life, that require advanced tactics and training, and they train twice a month, and it's hard training. There's a very strict acceptance to get into there. You have to try out for the team, and it's pretty hard. And they train twice a month, and they have to keep up certifications for that. So we're very fortunate that Bethel has access to a team such as that, because our only other option would be Allegheny County, and they're responsible for the entire county.
Right.
So with things going on in other areas of the county, we might not have them.
Yeah.
So the fact that Bethel has access to our own team like that is it's a real asset to not only the department but the municipality.
Well, what do you think that the biggest problem that our police department has to overcome? I mean, maybe problem's not the right word, but the biggest hurdle that you guys have to overcome.
We touched on it a little bit earlier with the traffic. I think, right now, that's one of the things that I'm coming to learn is how much the traffic issues in town have become. One of the other challenges that we're facing right now, and it's not just Bethel Park Police Department, it's law enforcement in general, is recruitment. We're down 5 officers right now that will be testing for new hires coming up here in the spring.
Okay.
And my colleagues that I've talked to, other chiefs in the area, we're all experiencing a decline with applicants.
Okay.
That people just aren't coming out to take the police test like they used to. When I got hired here in Bethel, I believe there was around 200 to 300 applicants, and there was maybe 1 or 2 openings. And now, lately, the test that we've been hearing about, there's been maybe 20 applicants. And of that, you have to consider those that don't make it through the testing process. So you might end up with only, at the end of the day, 15 applicants that you have to choose to hire from. So with us entering this new phase, we're looking to hire 5 quality officers. So we're looking at doing some things to increase our pool of candidates. We're considering, right now, we require you to have the police academy certification prior to applying. So we're looking at dropping that requirement and sending officers to the police academy.
Okay.
When I first started, a couple of our officers were the last ones to actually get sent to the police academy.
I remember when we
here.
switched that, and it's changed. It used to be a 4-year degree, and I don't think it is anymore.
No, it's a 4-year
Is it
degree.
still 4?
However, if you have 2 years, 2-year associate's degree, matched with some either law enforcement experience or military experience, we'll accept that as well.
Okay.
But it's really been something that's been affecting law enforcement. Not just here in Western Pennsylvania, all over the country.
Sure.
The recruitment is down, so we're trying to look at ways that we can increase our pool of candidates. So anybody watching, if
I was going to say the same thing, that there's a public service announcement just for you.
We'll be looking for some good candidates for police officers. So those announcements should be going out relatively soon when we will be testing. So
Okay, terrific. Well, again, I want to welcome you to the program, number one, but certainly to be our new chief in Bethel Park. And I'm excited, council's excited, and we're just going to keep making Bethel Park a better place.
Yes, I agree, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
I appreciate it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our show today. We got to meet our new municipal manager as well as our brand new police chief. The show was to show you that Bethel Park is moving in the right direction, and we're going to continue to make Bethel Park the best community in the South Hills. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next month for another episode of Jack of All Trades.